Hello and welcome to PGTV News. Here are our top stories. Texting and driving in the state of Florida. Find out if lawmakers pass a bill to make the roads safer.
Teachers and guns, a topic of discussion. Stay tuned to find out how lawmakers voted.
Hello everyone, thanks for joining us for this installment of PGTV News. I'm Stephen Barnes.
And I am Tina Mann. Florida's texting and driving bill has stalled in the state Senate. On Tuesday, the House passed its version of a stricter texting and driving bill by a vote of 104 to 9. The House bill would take texting and driving from a secondary offense to a primary offense. Secondary enforcement means an officer has to witness a driver breaking another law in order to write a ticket for texting and driving. A primary offense means the officer can pull a driver over solely for texting and driving. Florida, along with Nebraska, Ohio, and South Dakota, are the only states in the country that treat texting and driving as a secondary offense. The Senate postponed voting on their version of the bill because of different verbiage. State Senator Lori Berman said she is hopeful a deal can be worked out, and this will be the year state lawmakers can make driving and texting a primary offense.
I like that idea.
I do, and it's something that the local government here has really supported and is in favor of.
People just don't take the law seriously right now because, like we said, you have to be pulled over for something else, so the chances of actually getting ticketed for texting and driving.
I was terrified the other day because I'm driving down the road and in my rearview mirror I can see this kid swerving all around behind me, and I knew I needed to turn soon. So I was sure he was going to run into my back end. Luckily he didn't.
I'm one of those people that when I'm sitting at the light, if the person in front of me, if I know they were texting, I'm looking over there, pointing at my phone and text shaming people. Anyway, hopefully this will fix it. Well, also we have in the Florida State Senate, they have passed a bill that will expand a program allowing teachers to carry guns in schools. The bill addresses several school safety issues. One of the issues that receives a lot of discussion is allowing all eligible teachers to carry guns in schools. It's important to know that as of right now, school districts would have to approve participation in the program, and teachers would have to volunteer, undergo psychological evaluations, and be trained by a sheriff's officer. Polk County Public Schools Superintendent Jacqueline Bird announced Tuesday that the district would continue to place armed guardians or school resource officers in the district's 150 schools rather than armed teachers. Superintendent Bird also said, "The sheriff has not come to me asking to arm any of the teachers. The officers are uniformed, they're out and about, they're making sure the children know they are there as a friend and not an enemy." This is a hot topic. You know, there's always the discussion that, you know, more good guys with guns can stop bad guys with guns, but, you know, it seems like the consensus among teachers is they just want to teach.
They do, and I mean, it's a scary thing for the kids and teachers alike. So hopefully they'll be able to figure out the best way to.
Well, and the thing is I think what they're looking at is those who are comfortable with having these weapons, not like they're forcing teachers to carry weapons in schools. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the Senate for sure.
Absolutely. Did you know Polk County ranks among the nation's fastest growing metro areas? More than 22,000 people moved to the Lakeland-Winter Haven metropolis between July 1st, 2017 to July 1st, 2018, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The 3.2% annual population increase earned Polk County the 4th spot on the U.S. Census's top 10 metropolitan areas in percentage growth list. Winter Haven Mayor Brad Dantzler said, "It's not that surprising. This is a super nice place to live. The roads are more crowded than they've ever been, and the restaurants are harder to get into." Sean Malott, president and CEO of the Central Florida Development Council, said that the county is experiencing tremendous growth along its Interstate 4 corridor, particularly in the northeast. He also said people are locating to Polk County that want to have access to the Tampa and Orlando job markets while being able to afford more home and more conveniences.
It's certainly no secret to folks who live in Polk County how beautiful Polk County is and what a great place it is to live. So.
Absolutely.
I think more people are catching on to that idea. Speaking of growth, what is a growing trend in Polk County? Well, the number of small farms has grown 2%, and the number of commercial farms between 500 to 999 acres grew by 8%. Benny Glass of Glassroots Farm, that's a clever name, said people are getting disconnected from their food. There's a huge interest in wanting to know where your food comes from. Will Crum, owner of Crum Brothers Family Farm, said, "It's important to know your farmer personally. I support the community. If they buy stuff from me, I can give back to the community." It's nice. This area has, for as long as it's existed, has relied on the agricultural business. It's nice to see it coming back to life.
Right, and one of the reasons a lot of people actually founded and began here in Polk County because we had such fertile soil. If you look along like the soil maps from back then, you actually see that the different areas developed along those soil lines. So it's pretty cool that we're kind of getting back to those roots.
Absolutely nice to see.
Also in Polk County, you may have seen several areas where the forestry department is conducting controlled burns. These burns are done to help keep Polk County safe from uncontrolled wildfires that can be sparked by such things as a lightning strike. Polk County's Public Information Officer, Chris Junkier, spoke with a forestry representative to learn more about what homeowners can do to keep their homes safe from wildfires.
Hi, I'm Chris Junkier from Polk County Fire Rescue. Today we're here with Todd Klanda from the Florida Forest Service to talk about wildfire and how to keep your residents safe.
Yeah, the biggest thing is if the fire doesn't get to the house won't burn. So there's a lot of things that homeowners can do as far as raking pine needles away from their house and leaves away from their home. Taking a look at their bushes around their house, and if there's a lot of dead vegetation in those bushes, remove that dead vegetation. There's a lot of simple things that can be done, such as watering your lawn. A lot of those small things make big difference.
Now, on the house itself, are there things that, sometimes leaves fall on top of the roof, they get into gutters? What should residents do about that?
Yeah, they really need to take a look at their house from the top-down approach. They need to look at the roof to make sure that there's not a whole lot of leaf litter or pine needles on the structure itself. And if there is, just get up and brush those off. Look at if they have any gutters on the house. Make sure those gutters are cleaned out, because those embers that happen from a wildfire tend to collect wherever the leaves and leaf litter will collect on a house.
I read something about actual screening, like your porch screen or screens over your air vents. Is that an important thing for the residents to know?
It's very important, because if you keep those embers out of the house, the chances of the home igniting are just that much less. We recommend 1/8 of an inch metal screen for any type of vent on the outside of the house, and anywhere around that you have screening.
Now, as far as finding, the area, the residence itself, some of these houses, especially here in Polk County, are way back in the woods, way off the beaten path. What are some of the things residents really need to pay attention to do to prepare for that kind of stuff?
Right now, you hit it right exactly. If we don't know that they're there, then we don't know that it's out there. So if the fire's coming through, the only way we're going to know where your house is if you have it clearly labeled using numerics on a post that we can see.
So to have your address number really visible from the closest entry point to a main
Yes.
highway is really important.
Yes.
On the mailbox, large numbers, and that's the kind of thing you guys are going to be looking for when you're out there.
Yeah, because we're going to know where the fire is because of the smoke, but we're not going to know where the residents are if they're not labeled. So knowing where those are at is going to make our job a lot easier, because we're going to be able to go and defend those homes much faster.
Well, Todd, I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you guys do keeping us safe.
Not a problem.
There's some good tips in there.
Yeah.
Some things people may not think about, but keep your property well maintained and you reduce those risks a lot.
Well, especially during this dry time of the year. I mean, anything can spark a fire. So.
And it's scary when you actually go out there and see them, so you don't want that to happen.
Absolutely. Well, some unfortunate news. The statistics are showing us that there has been a national surge of measles. And recently, the National Center for Disease Control and Prevention issued a travel alert for several countries with major measles outbreaks. Included is the Philippines, where the lone Florida case originated from. Polk County Health Department spokesperson Nicole Riley said that there are no cases reported in Polk or other central Florida counties. The health department is encouraging anyone with unvaccinated children to get their children the measles vaccine at any of the county's 5 health clinics. Health officials at both the state and national level maintain that the internet has been flooded with anti-vaccination propaganda, with many claims that the vaccine is linked to autism. The CDC discounts those claims and adds that the vaccine is safe and unrelated to other disease or disorders. I mean, the risks of measles are pretty high.
It's very contagious.
Very contagious, and especially to young children and older adults can be
Fatal.
devastating and even fatal. So yeah, don't mess around with the measles for sure.
Definitely not. After months of research, the City of Lake Wales received notification that Spook Hill may be placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Florida Division of Historical Resources historic preservationist Max Adriel Imberman did much of the research and completed the register application. Spook Hill is located a few hundred yards southwest of Lake Wales High School and northwest of Lake Wales Park. Spook Hill is a gravity hill optical illusion. If you keep your eyes facing forward, your car will appear to move uphill after putting it in neutral. According to psychological science researchers Paola Brezin, Luigi Garskelli, and Monica Barricano, gravity hills, also known as spook hills, are natural places where cars put into neutral are seen to move uphill on a slightly sloping road, apparently defying the law of gravity.
Sounds like a very scientific term for really cool.
It does, and it's going to make a lot more people go out there and check it out.
So basically, like the trees like grow in the wrong direction, so it makes it feel like they grow at a slant or something.
Nobody knows. It's just a phenomenon. You got to
I've been
go
here
check
for so
it
long,
out.
and I have not been to Spook Hill. I've heard of it many, many times, but I'll have to go. Polk County law enforcement agencies will have a memorial service to honor officers who passed away in the line of duty. The memorial service begins at 10 a.m. and will take place on Thursday, May 9th at Veterans Memorial Park in Lakeland. A luncheon at the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 46 will follow the service. The lodge is located at 125 West Brannan Road in Lakeland. The public is invited to attend both events. For more information, contact David Waller, chairman of the Polk County Law Enforcement Memorial Fund at 863-529-3709. Important to honor our fallen heroes for sure.
It definitely does. They put their lives at risk every single day protecting us.
It's good that we never forget that.
Absolutely. Well, the city of Lakeland is fighting a war against a rare disease. No, it's not a health scare for humans or pets, but instead it's a problem for trees. The plant hopper is an insect about the size of a pinhead, and they have been attacking trees in Lakeland. According to Lakeland's assistant park superintendent, the insect first arrived in Central Florida in 2006, and the city has cut down more than 700 trees in the last 4 years because of this insect. The city of Lakeland is working on a tree replacement plan. The challenge is to select trees that will grow well in a 4 by 4 foot tree well.
I was wondering what was happening there. It seems like they've been pulling a lot of trees out recently. So
Well,
it's
that's
been
a lot better than
goofy
them
little
just
bug.
willy-nilly cutting
Yeah.
down trees.
Yeah, goofy little bug.
Well, they've got to find a way to fight it.
Well, Main Street Winter Haven is hosting its annual Bark in the Park celebration. It's held in Winter Haven Central Park from 6 to 9 p.m. on Friday, May 3rd. The event will have vendors, wiener dog racing, and other events. The event is free. For more information, call 863-295-9422. Again, that's 863-295-9422. Or email Bailey, B-A-I-L-E-Y, at mainstreetwh.com. Wiener dog races? Really?
I don't have wiener dogs. What if my
That's
dogs
gotta
want
be
to
a
race?
riot. That has gotta be a riot.
It does. The funniest combination of dog I ever saw was actually a wiener dog with a Rottweiler. They were like little
Interesting.
Rottweilers with legs this tall.
What do they call that?
I don't.
Weinerweiler.
Weinerweiler.
Well, that wraps up the show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in again.
Remember to tune in again next week for another installment of PGTV News. We'll see you next time.